Good morning, good afternoon, and good whatever time it is. My name is Trevor Larrett, and welcome to another episode of Trevantine, the podcast in which you get to hear the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of an 18-year-old senior in high school. Today's episode, we're talking about how seniors have been heavily impacted throughout these last 2 months of their school year. As we all know, the coronavirus has basically, I don't want to say decimated the end of our year, but we're losing out and missing out on a lot of stuff. So in a call with me, I have several wonderful seniors, people in my class. So would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Melissa O'Hare. I'm Melissa O'Hare.
I'm Jillian Shepard.
And I'm Brayton Presser.
Right on, right on. So, we're all missing out on a lot. I guess we could just start going down the line on what we're missing. I think the first thing that wasn't a lot of people's view and that we're missing is prom. Do you guys have any heavy feelings about missing that?
It really sucks for me just because I wasn't able to go to prom last year, so this was kind of my last chance. And now I can't go to this one either, so it's just really disappointing.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat as Jillian. I didn't go last year. And this year I wasn't sure if I wanted to go. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to spend the money or whatnot. I probably still would have went, but like after I got canceled, I was like, oh shit, or oh crap. Like, man, that's something I kind of wanted to go to. So
Yeah, I'm really sad about it. I've never been to a Liberty North prom. I've always been to Liberties, and I think I'm just more sad for other people because a lot of people I know haven't got to go, and like my boyfriend, I wanted to take him because he hasn't gone before. But yeah, for a lot of girls, like we've already bought our dresses, and that's kind of crappy because like, what are we gonna do with those? Just go out for a night on the town in a big ass dress? Oh, can we cuss?
Wait, so did none of us go to prom last year?
I went.
The
But not
tornadoes.
Liberty North.
it's the first Wednesday of the month, Jillian. They're doing the testing.
Oh.
Go inside.
So
Quick tornado break.
did both the girls buy their dresses already?
Yes. I don't think, Jill, have you
Have I what?
bought your dress?
No, I haven't because I didn't know because I had the same conflict as last year where I couldn't go and I didn't know what that was going to be like. So I just never really bought a dress.
I was gonna buy my dress, but then the whole coronavirus thing, so
Oh my goodness.
couldn't.
Going into like spring break and stuff, did you guys think, or like when Corona started becoming a thing, did you think it would ever cancel prom?
No, honestly,
Yes.
not like going. Okay, like going into spring break. Like I heard like some teachers talking about like, oh, make sure you take your laptops home and stuff, and I was like really, like, is it really that big of a deal? And then they like the first cancellation, like during like that first like Monday or Tuesday spring break kind of hit me. I was like, oh crap, it was like March 24th or something like that. I was like, that's kind of a long time. Like at that point, I think that it was might have been closer, like, oh shoot, prom and stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely was thinking of all the bad things that could happen, and I thought, oh, well, with all this corona stuff, everyone's probably going to be dramatic about it, but now it's not as much drama. It's more like actual real life facts, and people are dying and a lot more than we thought, and yeah, prom is not going to happen, which is sad. And I thought it wasn't going to happen like the day we left, I think.
So like,
I mean, for me, I kind of did. Like, I was expecting it just because obviously spring break was coming up and like people are going to travel over spring break. Like, they're not going to cancel their plans. So even though they should have, but I just knew because of that, it would get a lot worse really fast. So yeah.
mm-hmm. I know whenever like stuff started getting like for real, a lot of people were like, oh, we can just do prom in my backyard. Would you guys even like consider doing something like that in the future after everything kind of dies down, or is it kind of like it's past the moment, who cares?
I've actually I've had friends that like have already said that they would like have a small like prom in their backyard and like in their house, but I mean obviously it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be like the whole school. It's just like a small group, so that's a little different. So
Yeah, I agree. It'll definitely be different, but I think I'd still be down for that, especially never having the experience, just doing something fun with friends, to kind of like, hey, we at least we got to do something, right? I think would still be beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. I think I wouldn't have it at my house because my house is not big enough, but I definitely would like love to help someone plan that. And I think like the downside of prom is like everyone that was going to be on like prom court, like potentially, I think that sucks. So I like would hope that they would, make that happen somehow if it's like online or something. But yeah,
Do you think it would be
Yeah.
like as effective or like as meaningful if they had like an online court?
I think
I don't.
people would vote more actually. Well, maybe, because everyone's at home doing nothing. So it's like, why not vote for, prom king, queen? But I don't know if it's as meaningful, but it's kind of like sad times. So if you win that, it might like bring some joy to those people. So
Yeah,
I
I
kind of
don't know if it
agree.
was yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
don't know if it
Brayden.
was being sorry. I don't know if it would be as meaningful. Like I know a lot of the experiences for me, at least for the homecoming court, was like getting to walk down and being recognized and
yeah,
going out in front of everyone. Like that was super cool and like something I'll never forget. And it sucks that like even if we do have something, it'll just be an online recognition, right? Like
yeah,
that's
I
for
agree.
them. Yeah, it's just like an email sent out. Like right, that's not as cool as going out in front of all your peers and stuff. So
That's what I was gonna say. So
Yeah,
So-
the actual experience.
That leads right into this. So we were all in on the homecoming court, and since we don't have a court warming dance, we never really had like a final dance. Is it weird to think that that homecoming dance could have been our last high school dance?
Oh my gosh, Trevor,
I'm
geez.
sorry.
it is really weird for me because my homecoming kind of sucked,
Oh,
to be completely honest. But I mean, yeah, it's just disappointing, and it's just like you just didn't know that it was gonna be your last dance, so that's what just makes it even harder.
yeah. And for like people who didn't even go to homecoming because they're like, I still have prom, it's fine.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I liked homecoming a lot, and I thought prom was gonna be way better because prom is way better. It's just like better planned and like cooler. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Homecoming, I feel like it's still like formal, but it's still more relaxed. I feel like prom would have been like this whole like event.
Yeah.
I mean something I'll never know what's going to go on now, right?
Uh,
Dang,
It was
that's
sitting right there.
So going into spring break, we had that looming threat of Corona and like everything getting canceled. Did you guys think that that Thursday would be our last time, maybe as a senior at North?
I didn't. I thought maybe for the last time that we would go back to school in a while, but like I never really like when I went into school that day, I had no like idea that it could be that bad or that we would cancel school. But like as the day went on and the teachers started saying like, take all your stuff home because we might not come back for a while, then it just really kind of hit me that that could be my last day of school forever. So
I
that
don't
was
even know if it's
Oh.
still like hit me. Like I know there's a good possibility that we probably won't go back, but I still haven't like I think like had the realization like, oh shit, like I'm done with school. Like
yeah.
there's no more Liberty North, which is weird.
Yeah, it's not like any of us got to like say goodbye to like our junior friends or be like, don't, mess up in any way. Like it wasn't, we didn't get to do any of that. So I don't know. I didn't even get to like say goodbye to like my favorite teachers either. So that was, I don't know, that's weird. Like I know a lot of people, I'm sure some other people has like their teachers have been emailing them, asking them how they're doing, but it's not the same when you don't get to like talk to them about like actual conversations in person. Kind of helps you through your days, but yeah, so we don't really get that anymore.
If you guys could, and if we like theoretically went back on what it would be May 1st or something, one of those days
That was,
around
like,
that line.
April 27th would be like officially right because right now I think the last day is April 24th. So the Monday after that I think it's the 27th.
Would you guys just soak in that entire last week, or do you guys think it would be like kind of pointless to come back for 8 days or whatever.
No, I want to go back. I need freaking
Yeah.
socialization. I need to see people. I hate this. Like, I need to say goodbyes and all that. And
I
think
would
that'd be
take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just like 2 days, that would be so worth it to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah,
you also would appreciate it more if it was less. Like, you're definitely gonna take every day, like as it is, and it's gonna be good.
Even dealing with like finals and all that, I still think I wouldn't be like as stressed as I normally am for big tests, just because like I finally get to go back. I finally get to like make some peace the place that I'm leaving, right, rather than just leaving super abruptly. Even though it would be more of a stressful time, right? At least I have something to go back to and something to like remember. Like that last Thursday wasn't that memorable because I didn't realize it was gonna be my last day of school, right? So
It's so sad to hear, man. I guess we can start looking at stuff retrospectively and more on a bright side. What's your favorite teacher? Like, who's your favorite teacher that you guys will miss? Probably the most.
oh, that's hard.
That is really hard.
I don't really have a favorite teacher. Like there's so many that I've gotten to know over the years that I just like they have really made an impact on my life, and like I don't know. I just really wish I could say goodbye to them because I miss them.
Yeah. I love Mr. Davis, Mr. Gates, and Miss Sig the most, I'd say.
Yeah,
Fun.
I've always liked like my math teacher, like Miss Taylor and Mr. Barnard. And obviously a lot of people are good friends with Miss Mitchell, and so mine, and my choir teacher has been really influential. So there's just a lot of people. And I know a lot of people like in the counseling department and the administration because my mom. So there's a lot of people that I've known and connect.
Yeah, I would agree with you guys there. I love I think every teacher I've had, I can't nail down a favorite. I think they've all been pretty great, you know?
Yeah.
I think we're just blessed.
Yeah, I think we're really lucky as a school to have such great teachers and people who actually care about our kids. So
yeah.
What was your favorite part of high school? I mean, like, reminiscing, we could nail down a favorite time, but like, is there like something small that you don't really notice on the day to day, but since we're not going to school anymore, that you've noticed that you've kind of missed out on?
I mean, there's so many things for me. Like, one of the things that I've really been missing lately is just being able to sit in the car with my friends in the morning before we go into school together. I never really realized how much like I would remember that, but yeah, I've been really missing doing that. And also just because I'm a cheerleader, I really miss game day. Yeah, I don't know.
I miss definitely seeing just like my school friends that like I give like be awesome a high five or a fist bump every day in the hallway. I don't get to do that anymore. I don't get to like talk to my psych friends. It's like any of my friends, any of my classes. I mean, I guess you can text, but it's like not the same. And just like talking to teachers, like Mr. Davis and I would always have like deep conversations seventh hour, and like that doesn't really get to happen anymore. So yeah,
there's a lot of connections and like things you have through classes, like people you probably wouldn't normally talk to, not as in like a bad way, just like you don't really see them, then you have them in a class and you talk to them all the time, and now you're removed from that. And I notice I like probably taken a lot of things for granted too, like just being able to sit down, and even if I'm having a bad day, don't want to go to class, I want to do this homework, and now I'm like, man, I want to go to class, I want to go do this schoolwork, I want to, which is weird because most kids are like, oh, I hate school, I don't want to go to school. Now everybody's like, I need to go back.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this whole online school business?
Gosh.
I do not like it.
I hate it. Hate.
Yeah, that's not how I learn. Like I don't.
Me either at all. I did an AP bio assignment that took me like 2.5 hours.
Oh
yeah.
And I did it from the lizard lab.
It took me like 3 hours.
It all deleted, and my computer glitched. It all deleted. I slammed my computer. I redo it the next day. Right, took me however long. my computer glitches again and my first assignment comes up. I about screamed because I was so frustrated.
Oh my goodness.
It was awful. Yes.
Yeah, that
No,
was
I
one of
hope
the things. I spend normally like 2 to 3 hours a day doing stuff, and that
Mhm.
was like that day. That was the only thing I did.
Yeah.
Like
'cause
it was
it's
so
long.
much.
I honestly feel like I've been doing more just like busy
Yeah.
work. Like I
It's
just
Yeah.
feel like I'm not actually getting anything out of what I'm doing, and it's taking me a lot longer than
Yeah, I agree.
like I would
And
have
I
spent
think
on it at school.
the only classes I really think should continue are like AP courses and stuff like that that actually have some sort of like
Yeah.
nationwide test. Most classes my smaller classes, like I'm in like a theater class and my ELA class, which is just advanced ELA, as more just stuff to get stuff in the grade book, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't like, and we do we have an article assignment, and then we're like finishing up whatever essay we're writing, and then we do like some journaling thing, but it's not really like this is super intense work, and we probably would have done more in class. So I think the only real learning going on, I don't want to like put any teachers under the bus, but like the only real learning I think going on like has to be in those AP classes.
Yeah.
Like I just really don't see the point in the other classes, because like how much are you really going to do anyway? Like in my other class, it's all like hands-on stuff. Like we go in and like build stuff or go in and make different things, and like you can't do that at home. So like what are we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have really liked the like flexibility in my schedule now, because like my teachers just post all the assignments for the week, so I can get like everything done in just 3 days and then have the rest of the week to just do whatever I want. But obviously like there isn't much else to do besides schoolwork, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate living in the glory days, but I guess this was a great question to wrap things up on. What is your favorite high school memory out of all 4 years?
Oh goodness.
It's a tough question, I know.
Mine's probably like easily just like the shock that came with like getting on homecoming court in the first place, and like getting to like get closer to all you guys. And then I mean just that day, like the night on the field, like winning, that was just like literally the most shocking moment of my life. So I think that was probably like my favorite, just because of how like unexpected it was for me. I don't know.
I agree with Alyssa. Getting on the homecoming court was like amazing. I never expected that in a million years. But also just being able to like the rush that I felt after like winning a game, especially during football season, like that was just I'll honestly never forget that feeling. So
yeah, there's like some points in like my high school career that have given me that just like this huge immense feeling. Like I can't even describe it, right? And like I can remember specifically like my freshman year after I won conference, like super unexpectedly, like came in, wasn't supposed to win at all, like not even close, and I won that. That was crazy. And then senior year, like going out on that field at halftime for homecoming court was like just this immense, like holy crap, like what is going on, like and then it's just been it's I don't know, it's been fun, but I wish I could have a little bit more time, right?
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys all coming on and give me your thoughts for a second. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. Do you guys have any big things to say? Any messages you want to get out?
Oh, just kind of think of others during this time. So stay inside.
Yeah. I think like the biggest thing is like, and it's even hard for me too, is just try to look at like the bright side. Like, I mean, that's super cliche, but like, if you can't, like, if you're like you can't get up out of bed because this sucks so much, just know that everybody else is going through it and everybody else has to push through, and just try to find one thing, just one thing that day that like will help you get out of bed and help you be like, okay, I can do this because this is the one thing that's good that came out of this.
Yeah. I've been like throughout my days, it's kind of cheesy, but I've been trying to look for 5 things that I'm grateful for. It's just like small things, like having hot coffee in the morning. But it's just, I've been really liking to do that just because it like gives you something to like look for that is good in the day rather than just focusing on the negative things. And yeah, I just think it's really important to be thankful for what you have, because there's a lot of other people in the world that are struggling a lot more than I am right now, as much as it does suck.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys, I'm with you there. Once again, I'd like to thank you guys for being on my show today, and yeah, just keep washing your hands and stay distant.
All right.
Thanks, Trevor.
See you guys.
thanks,
Bye.
Trevor.
So those were the wonderful homecoming court of Liberty North 2019. I always love talking to these guys. They always got so much great stuff to talk about. Low key had to turn it off a little early because apparently with Zoom you only get 45 minutes unless you upgrade, and I wasn't down to upgrade. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could have talked to them a little bit more, but I'm only on that basic version of Zoom. Maybe I can get some donations. I'm just kidding. I don't ask for money. But yeah, that was them. I just wanted to see what their point of view was with the coronavirus and how all of that was going down, especially affecting our senior year. I think that was a pretty expansive group. Alyssa was the homecoming queen. Jillian was on the court with us. Braden was on court. Jillian's a cheerleader. Presser's the big javelin thrower. I had him on for our spring sports episode. And you know, it would be great to have a couple more people on to talk about missing their senior year. Maybe I can do senior year part 2 with some other people on the other side of the spectrum. But yeah, I think if I want to go down the questions real quick, missing prom. I haven't been to a Liberty North prom. I've been to a prom my sophomore year, but that was up in St. Joe, and that was really fun. It was an odd experience because I got to meet a lot of new people that I've never known before, but that was really cool. Last year I went to a Royals game for prom, and that was like fun regardless. The way my group, we like our function went down is that we didn't have, or a couple people were gone for ICDC. Emily and Ben were gone for DECA ICDC, so they weren't able to go to prom. So our group was just like, nah, let's not go to prom. And a couple other people were going to other people's proms, so we just kind of split off. We went to a Royals game. It was so much fun. It was really cold though, but you know, at least we got to do something instead of not do anything. So I was really grateful for that. But yeah, missing prom this year is kind of, it's weird because I never imagined missing my senior prom, and especially being the senior I am. It's weird to think because senior year I've tried to go to everything. I was going to go to all the dances, all sporting events, everything I could. I went to every single football game. Blast. I'm so glad I did. I went to a lot of basketball games. I really didn't go to all of them because, you know, there's like basketball games every day, it seems like. And it's like on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. I don't really want to be driving 45 minutes to go watch a basketball game. So like I missed out on those, but I went to the big ones. I went to the Liberty North games. I went to the big conference games. Of course, I was in the studio doing a lot of the broadcasting stuff for the sports games. It really just came down to me being really busy at that time. And then this year this is gonna be my first year going to a baseball game. I've never been to a baseball game at Liberty North, so I was gonna try and do that. But it turns out that spring sports got canceled, so that's a huge bummer. But yeah, prom, potentially missing graduation. That's gonna suck. I really don't want an e-diploma. I don't want like some sort of virtual diploma that they're going to give me. I want something real. I'm gonna miss the walking on stage experience. If you guys can't tell, I'm kind of a narcissist, hence the name Trevantine or Trev Talks. But you know, it's just something that it's going to be weird not to experience because we've worked 12 years of our lives, even more than that, to get to where we are now, and to get to a point in which we won't be able to experience the walking on stage, the pivotal moment of our lives when we all go different ways. We leave the house for the first time. We start growing up. It's just weird that we're not going to experience that in the traditional sense everyone else will have to. So until further notice, I think it's like still on, but most likely not on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There'll also come a time where like we can't obviously be doing it in August because people will be gone for that. But I feel like after a certain amount of time, graduation doesn't have its meaning anymore, especially being a senior and then finishing the year online. It's just a completely different experience that, it's not going to be quite the same. Last 2 months, I'm just going to miss being able to talk to people. I'm a huge talker. If you guys can't tell, I like to ramble on. But it's going to suck just not being able to talk to all the people I used to, all the teachers, all my classmates, all my underclassmen friends, just like all the different people I would talk to, say hi to in the hallways and stuff. It's really sad to see that I won't be able to do that. Probably again. I joked around with this, but this was probably my last time ever wearing jeans to Liberty North High School, and I'm a big jean guy, and that sounds really weird, but I've always been that guy with the denim jacket and the jeans on. But yeah, it's gonna be something to indulge coming up. My favorite teachers has to be Miss Higgins. She's the one blessing me with this opportunity to speak to you guys through a camera every day, and I get graded for it. So it's like that's awesome. Miss Taylor, Miss Mitchell, Mr. Barnard. Gotta give the man Coach Jones some rep. He's pushed me to become not really who I am today, but he's definitely pushed me and noticed hardworking behavior. There's so many teachers out there that I can't even rattle off. Mr. Fish was a goat. I would like to list off all my teachers. It's just, it's hard to. My favorite class, probably sports media or KNET. Sports media is just like, it feels like a joke every day. There's always something funny brewing, and not being able to be in the class with all those people are going to suck. That's going to be a real wake up call once we graduate and I won't be back in that class. Favorite part of high school, it's just talking to people. I think being on Canet every day, being able to talk to my school was probably my favorite part of high school. Debate tournaments were always a lot of fun until I got excommunicated out of debate. That's another story for another day, maybe another podcast. But I like that rush whenever getting counted down into going live and then having that glooming threat of messing up just a little bit. It's gonna suck not being able to do that again. And then my favorite memory of high school of all time. That's a tough question. I think my favorite thing was probably either the homecoming experience. That whole week was incredible. It went by way too quick, or way too slow. Like in the moment, it was like, holy cow. But then next thing I knew, I can't snap. Just like that, it was over with, and it's like that was high school, man. That's how high school's felt, and it just breezed by. But that's why you gotta live in the moment, man. You gotta enjoy every single day. I enjoy every single time I get to do this podcast. Favorite moment. I think that might be it, or just going to like sporting events, being in the front row of my friends, being able to jump up and down, or just being recognized is a lot of fun. Speeches, everything, NHS, like National Honor Society, like I was a executive member. Giving a speech on there was awesome. I really like public speaking, so it was a great opportunity. And that's probably the thing that I want to miss the most of high school, and that's just speaking to my peers, speaking to my people, and being able to bring out the thoughts and emotions of me. But so let's move on to maybe a little less heart-touching moment. Let's talk about today's news. So some of the headlines today from the New York Times is, amid fears of the mother of all financial crises, Washington considers an infrastructure program to create jobs. Like we talked about with Jackson yesterday, we need to create jobs to keep people from going into depression, so we don't go off. Apparently Wall Street tumbles as economic projections worsen. That's another headline further down. Let's click on that real quick. The S&P 500 fell nearly 4% in early trading, extending its losses into March with a 12.5% drop, the worst month for stocks since 2008. Holy cannoli, bro. That's crazy. And we were just talking about how the stock market was going up, but I guess not all the way up. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. The mother of all financial crises. That's sounds like something super clickbaity that makes it sound like it's going to be worse than the Great Depression. We'll find out. Time will tell. I don't want to say I'm going to enjoy living in a depression, but it's one of those things. Living in history is way different than reading it in history, because you read about the depression and you're like, oh, that's sad, but whenever you get to live it, experience it, it's a completely different game. Like this whole coronavirus lockdown, you hear about the Spanish flu and how they locked down everyone, but living in an actual quarantine, not being able to go out of our houses, it's such a weird, surreal feeling that it doesn't quite feel real yet, and I don't think it ever will feel real. But later in the future, whenever it does start feeling real, that's when things is going to get, excuse me, really weird. Next headline is that Trump confronts a new reality before an expected wave of disease and death. Don't really know what that means. Probably more about coronavirus and how life's going to be different for a while. He extended the quarantine until April 30th, I think, and it's going to just be about staying home and not getting into any interactions with other people. Governors rail against chaos in obtaining vital supplies, and the New York crisis deepens. How do hospitals decide who gets treatment? Rules vary in the US, but should only be used if other measures fail. Obamacare markets will not reopen, Trump decides. And yeah, we just gotta flatten that curve, man. If we don't, it's gonna keep getting worse and worse. Heavily populated areas like New York, I think that's where they're going to get hit the most and the hardest, because they're trying to still figure out what to do. The whole hospitals, who gets treatment thing is going to be a huge moral question. I read an article somewhere that some 91-year-old lady gave up her ventilator to give it to someone younger, which is like, bless her heart, and I believe she passed away. But it's crazy. It's like, who gets what in what scenario, and I don't want to say who's the greediest or anything, but who wants to give up something for someone else, and that's where everything gets tough, and that's where the blurred lines come out. And the last question that last headline I want to address is Wimbledon gets canceled with Britain's under severe restrictions. I believe that was the first time since World War II. Yes, Wimbledon was founded in 1877 as one of Britain's most well-known cultural institutions. It was previously called off only during World War I and World War II. That's ridiculous, man. Postponing was also ruled out because the people, supplies, and services legally required to stage the championships would not be available at any point at this summer, according to an organizer. So yeah, they canceled Wimbledon, and I mean, I feel like that should have been canceled a while ago. I guess Wimbledon's a little later in the year, but coming up with all these different scenarios is going to be tough. Like I said in the first episode of Trevantine, things got real when the NBA canceled, and they postponed the rest of their season, and they keep talking about bringing it back. But I feel like that's more of a moral thing to get people back into hoping things are going to be all right. And I mean, things will be all right. We're all right now. We're not all dead yet. Well, some of us that cannot come out right. The people right now are living in a great time. We all have this technology, this opportunity to indulge ourselves, but it's better than how it was in 1918. People are obviously dying, and they'll continue to die, but we just got to do our part, play our part, wash our hands, stay out of big groups, and we just gotta be the best we can and just find creative solutions. We're all in this together, just like in High School Musical. We are the world. We got to keep on striving. So yeah, that's about all I have for the news today. Those are all the major headlines. Now I can just talk about what I'm doing today. This morning I woke up at 6:30, snoozed until 7:15, got up, did my little run. Then I did my workout for the day. Made a breakfast burrito. Excuse me. See, I didn't sleep too well last night, even after drinking coffee. But I made my breakfast. I made a breakfast burrito that slapped. My protein smoothie. Got ready for this podcast. I'm doing this podcast. Then after this, I'm gonna put all our furniture or deck furniture outside so I can do my homework. If you can't tell, I'm a little red. I've been sitting outside a lot. It's been so nice here in Liberty, and now I'm just trying to get things settled out. I got Modern Warfare 2 remastered. I may have accidentally finished the first act yesterday. I usually play all these games on like easy mode, but I've been playing on veteran because like I want to give myself a little challenge, and it's a lot of fun. It looks a lot better. Not as good as I thought it could look, but it happens. It's whatever. I'm not too upset. Um, Also, a little suspicious that the game is like 46 gigabytes, and the original Modern Warfare was like 46. So, what happens if they drop multiplayer with it? That would be really cool. Just saying, Activision, Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer, I would play the heck out of. I think I had like a couple days, bro, in Modern Warfare 2. And it'd be so cool to come out. And then I also got Animal Crossing. My friend Caleb talked to me about it. I want to get him on pretty soon, talk about retail and how he works at Target, and he's been telling me all these stories. But Animal Crossing, oh, love that game. Such an innocent, wholesome game, and it's a good thing to have, especially when everyone's depressed and everyone's really sad all the time now. But yeah, that's basically it for today's podcast. That's all I got to say for today. That's all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that I'm having. Read the headlines, and yeah, it sucks being a senior in high school at this point, but that's just the way it's gonna be for a while. So yeah, stay safe, everyone. Keep washing their hands, and catch you guys tomorrow.